What if I told you basil might not be the best green for your pesto? Because if you want more flavour and more nutritional value, watercress might actually be the smarter choice. So today I'm making a pesto that might annoy a few pesto purists, but let me show you why. Look, basil pesto is a classic. No one's arguing that. It's probably been that way for hundreds of years. It smells amazing, it tastes great, and it does have history on its side. But if you're making pesto and you want more than just aroma, watercress is a really interesting choice. Because watercress still gives you that fresh green character you expect from pesto, but with more bite, more savoury flavour, and loads more nutritional value behind it. And that's what makes it so interesting, because if you're already making pesto, why not use a green that does so much more? Because watercress isn't just another leaf, it's one of the most nutrient-dense vegetables you can buy, and it just so happens to make an excellent pesto as well. Now, you may not know this, but watercress is actually one of those ingredients that has earned the top place amongst the world's superfoods. It's famously nutrient-dense, especially when you consider how few calories it has. It actually ranks #1 on the ANDI, which is the Aggregate Nutrient Density Index. You can see why we call it ANDI. It's rich in vitamin K, vitamin C, vitamin A, even calcium, so you can see why watercress, in comparison to basil, is doing a lot more heavy lifting when it comes to nutrition. And obviously we're biased, but this is what we like about using it in a pesto. We're not just swapping in watercress for a deep green colour, we're actually making a pesto with a much stronger nutritional value behind it. Now, obviously pesto is still pesto. We're talking cheese, nuts, oil. It's not suddenly becoming a miracle health food. But if you're already making pesto, when it comes to nutrition, swapping the basil out for watercress just seems like the smart move. And the best part is it doesn't feel like a compromise at all, because watercress absolutely works on flavour too. Now, making the pesto couldn't be simpler. First, fresh watercress roughly chopped through and then into the bowl of a food processor, followed by some hard Italian cheese. I'm using Parmesan that's been finely grated, but you could use something like Pecorino or Grana Padano as a substitute instead. Then we add pumpkin seeds. Now, these have been put into a pan and toasted in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until roasted through and lightly golden. Then they've been left to cool completely before adding them to the pesto. You don't have to use pumpkin seeds. Traditionally, pesto is made using pine nuts, but you can use any nut or seed that you fancy, really. Our favourites being pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, or even pistachios. Finally, add a little bit of grated garlic and fresh lemon zest to the bowl just to brighten up the recipe slightly. Blitz everything together until finely chopped. Then drizzle in some olive oil to reach the desired consistency. You can make it as thick or as thin as you like. And then finish it all off with a little seasoning and a bit of lemon juice just to cut through that oil, cheese, and nuts. One final blend and the pesto is ready to go. Now, obviously it's brilliant stirred through hot or cold pasta, but it also works really, really well spooned over grilled fish or chicken. You can spread it in sandwiches, dollop it onto roasted vegetables, or even loosen it up a little bit and turn it into a dressing. And that's another reason I like it so much, because it is versatile. So if you have only ever thought of watercress as something you throw into a salad, this is a much better way to think about it. It's not just a garnish or a bag of leaves, it's a proper ingredient with tons of flavour and real value. And this pesto might be the easiest way to prove that. If you've never tried it, give it a go and then try and tell me it doesn't make complete sense. If you want the full recipe, you can find it in the description, and let me know if you'd still choose basil or whether watercress has won you over. And if you want to see more ways you can use watercress, drop us a follow.